the CotY online entry process from login to payment and submission. Our goal is to help you navigate the online platform with ease and submit an entry that is ready to be declared a winner. When you first enter the online site for NARI National's CotY Awards program, this is what your page should look like. All necessary forms and category information are available on the home page and also during the entry process. Click on Click Here to enter. You will then be directed to select the state your project was in. After you select your state, once again click on Click Here to enter and you will get to the login page. Login is required for all submissions. Login for the online platform for Nationals program or a Chapters program is the email address and password you have on file with NARI HQ, and is the same for the NARI.org website. This is not the Chapters website. If you are unable to log in, contact info@nari.org for a password reset.
I will let you know that typically if you have not changed your password, it is automatically generated as the word password, all lowercase, and the primary email for your account. If you have any trouble, it does take about 24 hours. So one of the first things I would do is recommend getting in there, logging on, and just making sure you can get into the portal. And then again, this is different. This may be a different password from your local NARI passwords, okay?
Note the live links at the top under the bold NARI CotY Awards. These are the different sections of each entry. As you complete each section, it will take you to the next. You will start on the first section of the entry, Program Rules, with the do's and don'ts, rules, and judging information. You are required to read all the information and accept at the bottom of the page. At any time while the entry is in process and not yet submitted, you can click on a section to edit or update. Always be sure to click on Save or Save and Next at the bottom of each page section to save all information and changes. Click on the box at the very bottom of the page next to I agree to the above rules, and then click on Save and Next at the bottom of the page. The next section is Organization, Contact Information, and Category Selection. This page will default with the contact info that is currently in HQ's database. Please make sure all is accurate. Confirm your company name by re-entering your firm's name in that field that is left blank.
This is really important because this is how your awards are prepared. So confirming your company name, the exact spelling, including punctuation, is really helpful here.
Next, please confirm the company address information and report any discrepancies to info@nari.org right away. On the same section, you will enter your category. From the drop-down list under category, select the correct category for your project. Once you select the category, read the category description fully and comply with the regulations for that specific category, including what types of photos may be used. For example, interior photos only. If you choose residential interior element, you will also be required to indicate the one element that your project focused on. If you enter a project in the universal design or green categories, you will be required to complete a checklist to ensure you have met the minimum requirements for universal design or green. An additional section will be required for completion of the entry. Note there is now a live link for universal design category. You can go to the universal design category section right away or continue through the sections in the order listed. To complete the universal design section, download the universal design category checklist and complete as instructed. There are minimum point requirements based upon the category. Enter 1 point per line item. Notice certain criteria are only available for specific categories and are grayed out when not applicable. You should be entering your points down one column for your specific category, and the form will self-calculate. When complete, upload into the Universal Design Categories section and click on Save and Next. The next fields in this section after the category selection are for social media handles. Please enter all social media handles for your company. These will be used for promotional purposes when you are announced as a winner. After completing all fields, and use NA if you do not have a social media handle for a particular account, click on Save and Next at the bottom of the page. The next section is project information. Please enter your project street, city, and state. The next field is for the project cost. Please read the project cost description, as this field should include all costs associated with the project. This should also correctly match the category you selected to make sure you are in the correct cost range for the specific category. This field will not allow commas, and the dollar sign is not necessary. Write if the project cost is the project finish date. This date is when the project was fully completed and must fall within the date range stated in the rules. Click in the field and a calendar will populate for you to choose your date. Please note this range can vary for national and chapter programs. Please refer to the National or Chapter Awards program homepages for specific dates. The next field is the project summary. Please type a summary of the project in 100 words or less. This summary is used for promotional purposes and to describe the project after winners are announced. This information can be repeated in the presentation. Click.
I'm going to just stop for a second with this. What is important about this is that we do use this. Home and Design Magazine uses this 100-word description when they write up the editorial for the winners. So it's very important. If you are trying to recognize a member of your team, a designer, you can add that information here because it is not seen by the judges. So this description, 100-word summary, this is where you want to showcase anything that you would want them to mention in advertising. It also helps us, we use this for our script for the Evening of Excellence Gala. So this is your time to include anything you want to, names, and you don't have to worry about disclosing your company here because it isn't seen by the judges. Does anybody have any questions? Okay.
Save and next at the bottom of the page. The next section is release uploads. This is where you will upload the required forms, the photographer's release, and the client contractor agreement. If you did not download the forms previously or from the home page, you can download them from here. Click on the link, print out the forms, fully complete, signed by all parties where required, and then upload. The photographer's release form should be completed and signed by the party that took the photos of the project and owns the rights to them, whether it was a professional photographer or the entrants themselves. The first line at the top is the project location address. Then at the bottom of the form is the photographer's signature, date, name, and address. The client contractor agreement must have all fields completed and be signed and dated by the owner of the project and the company that had complete oversight and responsibility for the work completed. The project completion date and project cost should match what was previously entered in the submission. Each field is self-explanatory, but please note the form must be signed in all designated areas, even if the owner of the project is the actual contractor. After each form is completed, upload into the appropriate places in the entry and click on Save and Next at the bottom. The next section is team member information. Team members are other NARI member companies that participated in the project. They can be the designer, architect, painter, plumber, etc. There is an additional charge for each team member. This area is not for other employees of the entrance company. Only NARI members may participate as CotY team members.
I will stop here and say we use the term trade partner at the local level, but in the portal, it will reference a team member. So this is like your Barron's Lumber, your Ferguson, your TW Perry, your electricians, but they have to be a NARI member. So once you click yes there, then we will, National doesn't bill separately for them, but NARI Metro DC does. So we encourage you to think of those great trade partners that have worked so hard to help your project be a success and include them here. And you can include up to 15 trade partners, and you get a $25 discount for each one, not to exceed the initial entry cost.
You can add up to 15 team members. Team members' fees vary by chapter and national. Again, please refer to the homepage. Once you select yes, you are required to enter information for that team member, including name, address, phone, and email. Continue to select yes after each one to enter another. When you are done adding all team members, click on Save and Next at the bottom of the page. Please note that all fees are paid at one time during checkout, and NARI HQ does not invoice for team members individually. Payment for team members can vary for a chapter. Team members receive the same recognition as the entrant. The next section is for other organizations. This section is for NARI's industry partners and also for those that have participated in the project but are not NARI members. Click on the Add Organization button to access the drop-down list.
This section here, one of the reasons that we collect this information, different companies and industry partners give us deals for our members based on what we can show that our members purchase from them, and basically the work and partnership that they get from NARI members. So that's why we collect this. We also collect this, say you have a great electrician that's worked on your project, we would then in turn reach out to them and see if we could recruit them as a NARI member. So it also helps our local chapter and helps us grow our membership this way. We've had several new members in the last few years that have joined because they've been listed as an additional organization on the CotY project.
Industry partners are auto-populated in alpha order and can be selected from the drop-down list. Once you find the industry partner you want to include, click on the Add button. You will then have the option to add another. Click on Add Another Organization and continue to select from the drop-down list, and then click on Add. At the bottom of the drop-down list is the option for Other. This selection is for those organizations that might be local, participated in the project, but are not NARI members or industry partners. When you select Other, you will be required to enter all the information for that company. Continue to add other organizations, and when done, click on Save and Next at the bottom of the page. The final section is the presentation and photo uploads. The presentation is the only file the judges will see. They do not see the extra images uploaded individually. Please read the instructions for the presentation. Refer to do's and don'ts, rules, and judging criteria in the very first section to maximize the possibilities for winning a CotY. Remember, you can always go back and review that section.
This is the most important section of your entry. This is actually the only thing the judges see. And so it is extremely important that everything that you need to help explain the scope of work, challenges, basically, I would take a look and I'll show them to you. There are judging questions, and what I would do is take a look at each of those judging questions and make sure that that each question has been answered inside this PDF presentation. And this year, they have increased the file size from 15 MBs to 20. So that will help get more pictures and more things in there. You can upload your blueprints, renderings, anything you want to. It's great to have some before pictures right next to that after picture so they can visualize the transformation that you've made. Be sure to address your challenges and the customers or clients' desires and how you met those. I will tell you too, be very careful. Last year we had a company that was disqualified because the file name had their company name in it. So you may want to name it based on the category, but not have your company identifier in the file name for your PDF. Does anyone have any questions there? And you can repeat things that were used in your 100 words in here as long as they don't identify your company in any way, shape, or form.
Pay attention to the size of the file. Make sure the entry is anonymous and that the entrant or client is not identified in any way, including on the blueprints, as well as the actual name of the file. Upload your completed PDF presentation. Remember, this is what the judges are going to see, so be sure to include all information that will help them understand the transformation of your project. In the same section is where you will upload individual images up to 20, but a minimum of 10. The judges will not see these images and are used for promotional purposes only. High-resolution images of the same shots that were used throughout your presentation should be uploaded in this section. It is imperative that both before and after high-res images are uploaded, since these images are used during award presentations and for promotions. The first three fields in this section have been identified as requiring an after, a before, and the entrant company logo. The remaining fields should be used for both before and after pictures. Upload a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 20 images. Click on Save and Next to get to the payment and finalization.
So for the first time, we're asking for your company logo here. That way we have the most up-to-date company logo. And again, these photographs are used in Home and Design Magazine for our social media marketing. Any marketing that we do for our CotY Award winners these will be the photos that we pull from. So I recommend your first photo. Of course, that's the after picture, but that should be your absolute favorite after picture, your before picture here, your logo. And then if for any reason you don't have a total of 10, you can upload the same picture multiple times just to get you through that field where they're required by asterisk.
You will not be able to submit and pay if any required fields are not completed, and you will be prompted to complete the missing fields. Once the entry is paid and submitted, you will not be able to make corrections or updates. Please make sure your entry is exactly as you want it before finalizing the submission. At this time, you can make another submission and continue to add entries to your cart, or you can check out. NARI HQ only accepts credit card payments. The entry is not submitted until the payment is submitted. You will receive an email confirmation once processed. Payment methods and requirements can vary for the chapters. We would now like to provide some additional information to help you navigate the online platform. There are different links for accessing the online platform. Each chapter has their own individual link, as does HQ. Make sure you are entering the correct location by checking the banner at the top of the screen. Each chapter will have their own distinct banner. If you are unsure, you can click on Change Applicant Location from the left pane. You might be able to see various locations if you previously entered in a chapter, national, or if you were a judge for a chapter or national. Select the chapter you intend to enter your project in, or select the region if you are submitting directly to the national program. When you log in for the very first time, the online platform will automatically start an entry and will show as incomplete under My Applications. You can view or edit any entry by clicking on your selection under My Applications. Once you click on your selection, click on View or Edit to select. Thank you for viewing the step-by-step instructions for entering a CotY Award online. Please remember, variations to the awards program vary from chapter to chapter and national. Always refer to the corresponding homepage for fees, deadlines, project completion dates, etc. Questions for your local awards program should be directed to your chapter. General CotY questions or questions for the national program can be sent to awards@nari.org. Welcome to Create.
I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. And then I'm going to make sure, I think I have some people in the waiting room, which is not good. Sorry. I wish I wouldn't have set up that feature. Okay, so what I would like to do now is take you through the local portal and show you the differences that you may experience from the national. So just to be clear, you can enter the capital CotYs locally, and those are open now. The national awards program is also open, and right now they have an early bird deadline until November. What I highly recommend is that you enter at the local level first, get the feedback from the local judges, update your project based on that feedback, and then resubmit it at the national level. But for right now, I'm going to show you how to find the portal and everything you need. So I'm going back to screen share. And I'm going to go to the NARI Metro DC website, which will look different here in the coming weeks. We are transitioning to a new website, but the new website will also have an awards tab. Can everyone see my screen? Did it track with me? Debbie, am I tracking with everybody?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so under the awards tab, you'll see all three of our awards programs, our achievement awards and our new MVP awards. But what you're looking for are the capital CotY awards. So once you click there, you'll get to a screen that tells you all about our awards. Our early bird deadline is September 1st. This is new this year. You save $25 by getting your entry in by September 1st. The standard deadline is October 7th. I will tell you that we're going to be pretty firm on the deadline this year. We may have about 5 days to play with if we needed to extend, but we really are going to be tight for time to get off the national portal. If you include a trade partner, their entry fee is $125, and that will save you $25 for each one. So if you had 4 trade partners, you could save $100 on that entry. You can click here to get to the complete rules and program guidelines, and that will tell you all you need to know, the categories, the do's and don'ts, everything you need is right there. And that's what that looks like. These do's and don'ts are really new this year. The awards committee decided these were the most important things that people need to know so they aren't making silly mistakes or their entries are more competitive. Then here you have access to that photographer's release and the client contractor agreement. Those forms can be downloaded. They are required, so that's always your first step. These are just information on paying, and then you can enter the CotY portal up here, or as you get down here, you can enter the CotY portal here. So we're going to enter the CotY portal. You'll notice that this is our chapter's portal. If you get to the screen that looks like the one that we saw in the video, you're at the national site. And so you'll want to come down here under My Account and change your applicant location to get back to the chapter site. Okay, so you might, you're going to want to come down here and get to NARI Metro DC and select that chapter. If you've judged for another chapter, you will have a longer list there. So basically just make sure you're on the NARI Metro DC site when you're entering, or they will think you're entering it at the national level and there will be a different fee. All right, so here you're ready to get started. And I can go in, as soon as you come in, it shows an incomplete application. So I'll go in there and get started. And here I want to now edit my incomplete one. It already assigned me a number for this entry, an entry number. So again, there are those program rules, the same thing that you were able to access from the website. You'll agree to these rules, read over them carefully. Here are the judging questions I mentioned before. Those are the questions you want to make sure your PDF answers. You agree to all the rules and save and next. Then it automatically populates your information based on what we have in the system. And here is where you confirm your company name, okay? So your company name will appear here as it's automatically populated, but if for any reason that isn't exactly how you want it listed, please change it on the second confirm member company name, okay? Your address, go through all of this information. Again, here are those social media handles. You can just say NA if you don't have them. I recommend putting in as many as possible though, so it makes it easier if you transfer this to a national award. This is how they will be advertising those and marketing them, and that's how we do as well. Save and next. Again, project street, city, state, the project cost, you need to make sure it matches the category that you're choosing and you fall in that those dates. The project completion dates, it goes back 2 years. You will see that in the original list of guidelines. The local one ends a little earlier because our awards program ends a little earlier than national, but they go back to the same time place. Let me make sure. Debbie, do you see something in the chat?
Nope.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. Okay. And then This is the project summary. Again, those 100 words that you would want to describe the project at the awards gala in Home and Design magazine, any credit that you want to give people, anything right there, that's where you're putting it in. Does anybody have any questions so far? I'm going to move along, save and next. Again, here's where you've gotten that photographer's release form, you've completed it. Now you would just choose the file from your desktop, drop it in, and upload that photographer release form. Again, even if a member of your company was the one to take the picture, whoever owns the photo has to sign and put their address, even if it's just your company there and not a professional photographer. And then same thing here with the client contractor agreement. The company that enters the award had to have full oversight of the project, okay? So whoever had full oversight of the project is the entrant, and you will fill out that form, make sure you get the everything, that's the most important form right there, is that client contract agreement. And again, project cost, finish date, you're basically signing an affidavit basically that this was your project and you have completed it. And then here's the additional team members, which we call trade partners. Again, once you click yes, it allows you to add that trade partner. Do you have additional ones? If you said yes, you could add your trade partner number 2 and keep going. If you don't have any, just click no and it will move you to the next screen. If for some reason you don't have some of the information on your trade partner, we ask that you try to get it, but if it's slowing you down, go ahead and put NA, we'll track them down with you, okay? And then other organizations, this is where we were talking about those industry partners. So say you've gotten product from Cambria, you could add them right here and it automatically adds them. And we have all of their information in our file. Say you used Ferguson, you could add them. We have the information. If for some reason you use someone other than listed here, you would hit the other button. You could then go ahead and put their information in here. Okay. And then save and next. Barons, you're getting a little love since you're on this call. And then here's where we have the green project category checklist. If you did a green project, there are certain things that have to be there. You can access the file here. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't know where it takes me. But you'll get an Excel sheet, you populate that, and then once you're complete, you upload it here. But there are certain criteria that you have to meet in order for it to qualify for a green project category. If it's not green, just save and next and move forward without worrying about that. Same with universal design. Here's the universal design checklist. Again, there are some areas that are grayed out if it doesn't go along with the category you're entering. A kitchen might have a different checklist than the bathroom. So you'll click here to access that checklist. It's an Excel spreadsheet that automatically populates. Once you're done completing it, you'll save it, choose the file, upload it there, and save and next. And then here again, the most important part is your up to 30-page PDF presentation that you have created that explains your project in complete detail so a judge who has never seen it would understand the transformation that you made to meet your client's needs. So this, and again, whatever you do, do not include your company name in any part of this presentation, including the file name. So check out those blueprints. If they have your somebody's name stamped on there, any identifying information, even if it's not your company, say it's the architect you used, that would disqualify you right there. And then after you upload that PDF presentation, it will populate here and you'll see it. And then you get to the photo or image uploads. Again, You need a beautiful after picture, your favorite one at the top, a before picture, your company logo, and then any combination of before or after photos that you want to use. You need a minimum of 10. If for some reason you don't have it, remember you can always upload a picture multiple times just to get you past this screen. But of course, we recommend having some great photos. And then you're ready to save the presentation, add it to the cart. It's going to tell me all the things I didn't do. So I won't be able to go to this next step. But then you're going to want to check out. I'm going to bring you back over to where I can see you. You're going to want to hit the checkout button. And we cannot use the national platform to accept payments. So once you check out, you can choose to be invoiced, and it will calculate your entry fee and your trade partners. And you'll get an invoice that comes up, and just choose to pay later and be invoiced. And then they will send me that invoice. We will generate a local invoice in your local portal. I will email that to your billing contact, and then it will be uploaded into your secure portal locally, and you'll get the notice that you can go on in and pay there, or you can mail in your payment as long as you meet the postmark deadline of October 7th. All right, does anyone have questions?
I do.
Yes, Ed?
So, you know, as a trade partner, so let's just say, you know, let's just say I was a remodeler and I put in, you know, 15 trade partners. Do I need to ask them first if they want to be listed, or is that something that can be done afterwards down the road?
We recommend asking, that you get permission ahead of time. If for some reason you put them in and they don't want to do it, we can remove them, but it just saves a lot of hassle if you go ahead and get permission. Some people will put them in under the other organizations, and then I'll see that, hey, Barron's is listed there. I'll reach out to the entrant and ask them, would you like us to help you connect with Barron's to see if they want to be a trade partner? The previous year we had 12. Last year we had 54. And that was because we really started paying attention to who was listing companies and trying to get those trade partners more involved. Any other, does that make sense, Ed?
Yeah, it does. I just, you know, like I mentioned to you before everybody got on, you know, people may be using Barron's, but I don't necessarily work with them. But Barron's is looking to be recognized during the CotY Awards, right, and support the you know, our clients with this. So just keep that in mind if you are a Barron's client and they were on the project.
Absolutely. And again, it saves $25 per entry or per trade partner for each one. So it's a great way to save a little money on those entry fees. Does anybody else have any questions about navigating the portal and how to even get to the portal?
Hi, Angela. Hi, everybody. This is Carolina.
Hi, Carolina. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. Yes, I have a question. If I want to go in 3 different categories, like, you know, a basement, kitchen, and bathroom, should I do like finish one and do the other one, or I can do the 3 in once?
You can, so it'll only let you work on one at a time, but you could always choose. So say you've got the, you want to get them all set up. You don't have the PDF yet, but so you could go into your kitchen entry, get started on there, get all that you do have ready to go in there, and then just say save and finish later. And then you can go and start the next project and start a new application for your bathroom project. And so you can be working on all 3 at one time. Of course, you can only really be working in one at a time while you're there. Does that make sense?
Yes, but so it will be better to, when I finish the 3 of them, just upload all of them in the end,
Yeah,
or
it's up to you. If you wanted to get one done and completely finish it and then pay, they will invoice us, and then say a week from now you wanted to start a second one. It's up to you, however you want to do it, but it will hold those incomplete projects in there until you submit them and you've completed all of the fields that are required.
perfect. And so one more question regarding the capital and local. Is the same thing, correct? The capital CotY or
COTY is the local one. Yes, we call it the capital COTY. Yes.
One more question for in case of the barons. Who should we contact if we have a barons for a trade partner? You wait. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, me. I'm the face of Barron's in NARI, as opposed. I know Bo's your sales rep, Carolina, but I don't know, and I know Luke is for a lot of people. But yes, I would be that point of contact. Just put in Barron's, and then we'll work it out from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. And if you need Ed's contact, just email me and I'll get you two connected. Okay.
Oh, we have it. Thank you.
Okay, good. I was going to say, you can put it in the chat. All right. And hopefully you did receive your guide this week in the mail. If you didn't, let me know and I can get one out to you. There was an email that came out today that has access to this as well. So this goes through many of the same things, and we'll cover our achievement awards and our MVP awards as well. So we'll hope you will consider entering those as well. One thing to note, we do have some photos in here of last year's projects. We are missing, we realized after proofing this thing like 100 times, that we're missing a commercial renovation category and the 2 interior elements. So if you had a residential interior element, say you had a beautiful fireplace or a magnificent child job that you wanted to enter, that would be an interior element, and there's a price point of 30,000 and below or above 30 or something. 30 is the cutoff right there. So just so you know, if you need a copy of the guide, let me know. But all of the information that you need is available on the website and in that CotY Entry Portal. Again, the most confusing part for people is the payment. Because we are local, we just use the portal. We can't pay there. Don't worry. Just submit your thing, check out, tell it to invoice you, and then we will make sure you get the information on payment. And instead of charging you for your industry partner like National does, we will break those out and bill the industry partners separately, so you aren't left dealing with those costs. Are there any other questions?
Hi, Angela. It's Melissa here from KU's. I must have missed your first portion of the presentation. Can you just share one more time where I start? Just the quick link, and I can take it from there.
Absolutely. If you go to NARI, I'm going to put it in the chat right now, narimetrodc.org. You will go under the awards tab, and this has been recording, so I can, as soon as we get off of this, I'll send you the recording and you can watch it from there. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. I apologize. The waiting room feature, I couldn't see it while I was doing the sharing, and I kept trying to check it and it was just not allowing it, so I apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and then if you have any questions once you get started, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My phone number appears on the website and I am available anytime.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I hear a little voice. Anyway, any other questions? Perfect. All right. Well, next week, just so you know, Michael Wynn and Michael Sorry. Michael Wynn is Wynn Design Build. Michael Sorry, Tri-Vista USA. They have won numerous awards. They both won our chapter's Image Award and the National Image Award. So they have will be hosting a webinar next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And I highly recommend that. They have done research on the most entered categories, the least entered categories, both locally and nationally. They can help you to create a winning entry and give you some tips on ways, once you've won, of marketing that and marketing your company as an award-winning company. So I highly recommend that presentation next Wednesday. You can get to that on the NARIMetroDC.org website under the events tab. All right, any questions? Perfect. Well, thank you for being on here. Best of luck. Let us know if we can do anything to help you. Debbie and I are here to help you win a CotY.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great afternoon.